But when he opened the note, he saw that the Swami had written, "Please don't sing after my death." Even on his deathbed, he was in a humorous mood. Later that night, he instructed his disciples to take good care of the orphans who lived in the ashram. He said, "Especially tomorrow, you will all be busy with preparations for my cremation. Don't forget to arrange for food for those children." Till the last minute, his concern was for the people he was leaving behind. The next morning, exactly at the time he had mentioned, he joined his hands in a namaskar to all, and his hands dropped, simply like a drama. What a beautiful, calm and courageous way to face death. That is the way we should all go to death, and that is the way we should look upon death even when our own family and relatives pass away. When you understand this, your whole idea of fear will slowly dissolve, because as I said, the underlying basis of fear is death itself. Yes, do you have any questions? But Swamiji, fear is normally associated more with women, isn't it? You see, men are mainly caught in the Mooladhara chakra, and women are mainly caught in the Swadhisthana chakra. That is why men are more lustful and women are more fearing. The fact is, they both know this and they exploit each other appropriately. The man knows where exactly to touch the woman's weak chord. He will play with her insecurity and fear and exploit her. Similarly, the woman knows where the key lies with the man. She will play the game appropriately and exploit him. This is what goes on all the time in marriages. Actually, at the time of Hindu marriages, a vow is taken wherein the man and woman vow to each other that they will both work towards exhausting each other's karmas, unfulfilled actions and desires, in a smooth way, without accumulating any more karmas in this life. But these days, people are not even aware that they have taken such a vow, because they are not the ones who are getting married. The priests are the ones who are doing all the chants and get married. It is such a beautiful vow that they take. You see, we have accumulated enough and more karmas in our lives. The main concern for us should be to exhaust them at least in this birth and attain liberation. But what do? We exploit each other and play a cunning and vengeful game. We add to each other's karmas and get further caught in the cycle of life and death. Still worse, we blame each other for it. If you watch the drama of marriage from outside, you will understand how each one creates karmas for themselves and end up blaming the whole world for it. Only when you watch from outside, you will understand what a foolish game is being played. I always tell people, for actors and actresses, it would be so easy to watch life as a game because they are all the time assuming roles and enacting them. They are the closest to seeing life as a great drama. The rest of us are so caught up with our roles that it becomes a solid reality for us. Women are more fearful because they are psychologically built that way. Man and woman are not only physiologically different, but psychologically different as well. Swamiji, how do we overcome fear for small things? First of all, understand that all small fears are mere projections of the ultimate fear of death. Second, don't resist the fear in you. Just keep repeating to yourself that you are scared and go through it, that's all. You will soon find that the fear is no longer there because you saw it through. Start doing this every time you feel fear. When you consciously work on this, you will understand what you call fear is nothing but your response or reaction to an incident or a thought. Depending on how you respond, you can claim that you did not have fear or had fear. And with more and more awareness, you can respond towards fear without fear. Remember one thing, no one can claim to be fearless. One can learn to handle fear without fear, that's all. If anyone professes to be fearless, be very clear that they have not analyzed deeply the subject of fear and the human response to it. Don't start thinking that they are superhumans and you are a lesser mortal. Yes, you want to ask something? Swamiji, I remember how you made me overcome my fear for spiders. Yes, tell them how, Ma. While in our discussions one day, I jumped up when I saw a spider and you laughed at me for it. You told me to meditate on the spider every time I saw one. I followed this meticulously, and every time I saw a spider, I looked at it with awareness and concentration. Slowly I started wondering why I was scared of it after all. Yes, did you all hear that? It is only a question of bringing awareness into our fears. You will then wonder what it was that caused the fear in you. Swamiji, I remember when we were all standing around you in the Ganges in the Himalayas, there was a small water snake that came up to where we were. While I squealed and I scrambled in the water, Anupama was calmly looking at it even while it brushed past her. You then scolded me for not bringing in awareness at that moment, that too in your presence. Yes, now you are able to connect to what I mean when I say awareness. The only way to get out of these fears is to visualize them and go through them as a reality with the power of your visualization. You can even sit by yourself and imagine that your fears are happening to you. In your imagination, confront them with deep awareness and calmness. If you suffer in the process of visualization, it is all right. Don't suppress it or punish it. If your body shakes with fear, just let it. Just cooperate with your intelligence and allow yourself to flow with it. Anything, when lived out completely, will have no effect over you. All your fears are simply fear of your fears, that's all. A small story. A disciple was caught in a river one day. He was terrified of losing his life and he shouted out to his master to save him from drowning. The master said, "Stand up." The disciple screamed out, "How can I? I am drowning." The master said, "Have I not taught you to help yourself? Now stand up." The disciple said, "Master, you are preaching to me at this moment of my death. Why don't you just save me?" The master persisted. "I said stand up." The disciple was enraged at the master's persistence. He simply stood up. The water came up only to his knee. I tell you, all your fears are nothing but the fear of your fears. If you shake off your fears and allow your intelligence to surface, you will find that your fears are just shadows of objects that don't exist. If you deeply analyze the fear of death, you will come to know that people are afraid to die because unconsciously they feel that they should have been somewhere higher up than where they are right now. They feel they have not reached their actual place in life, and so they are not ready to leave. Some people feel that others have cast eyes on them, and so they are not able to progress. The truth is, you have not cast your own eyes properly on yourself. That is why, even in your last days, you prolong your death. If you properly analyze and understand your desires, your fear and your other emotions, you will never blame anyone for anything. People who live their lives without any of these convoluted fears will be able to live their death also. As I told you earlier, there are so many stories of living masters who told their disciples